You already know. We live with the Archivest.
You already know the name, y'all. What's good, Vancouver? What up, Canada? What's up, USA? It's how we do it. Thanks for tuning in and supporting your boy, Camera Boss Don.
Yeah. Now, for the 1% who don't know, who is the Archivest?
The Archivest is a hip-hop historian, archiver. I've been putting it down for the last 10 years locally, and almost 3 years of doing interviews, more than at least 325 with some of the golden era legends in hip-hop history.
Word. So what's the interview that you've gone so far that really made you the most giddy and most excited, that you crapped yourself when you found out that you're actually going to be in the flesh with this person speaking to them?
KRS-one.
Yes. That was a long one too, wasn't it? That was couple of minutes at least.
Yes, it was an hour and a half long.
Yes.
You can see what I have in my hand right
wow.
there.
Return of the Boom Bap. This is it, man. This is the teacher. What did you learn from KRS?
What did I learn? Wow, what didn't I learn? You can open it and see what's up with that. That's how we do an Archivest.
The Archivest. You're such a collector, man. How much memorabilia do you have at home?
Wow. Well, shouts to my boy, Justin King. He's definitely held it down for a minute. Definitely got me hooked on the 8x10 photos. So we got about a good 150 8x10 autograph signs.
Wow.
By many legends, from KRS to DJ Premier, J. Rue the Damager, Onyx, Down with the Outlaws, like I said. And then I have, probably a good 200-300 albums that are all signed, personalized. I got probably about 500 or 600 little inserts that are all signed. Some are personalized, some are just signed. Some are for the Wall of Fame. Got the Underground Wall of Fame.
What is it about the signatures? Because I'm not really a signature person. I was just at Rock the Bells, and I could have got signatures from 20 different artists, but I'm like, I don't know what it is about a name. Because I feel like I could just look up how the person signs it, and I could just sign it myself and be like, yo, this shit's worth your weight in gold or whatever it is, So what is it about the signature that really gets you hype?
It just keeps it golden, like when you've bought a product and you have it like a stamp of approval. You know that it's genuine, and the artist actually looks at you and just like, whoa, that's crazy. And then when I personalize it, like specifically when I got Andre Nicotina to sign my Bullets Blunts on a bankroll, you know what I'm saying? That was just like, yeah, I had to go to Bellingham, Washington, but we did it, killed it. He definitely signed a couple 8x10s, and like I said, October 10th, he'll be at the Commodore Ballroom, so be sure to represent and support a Bay Area legend in the building. And my boy Mr. Fab as well will be there, so that's going to be definitely hype. So you got to check that out.
Yes. The Vancouver scene, man, we're getting so many more artists coming in town, and the local artists as well. The community is really stitching together and proving itself. I know we have Tech9 coming in Saturday. Is that right? In Chilliwack?
No, he was here last night.
Word.
At the Commodore.
Word. Yeah, so...
And it was actually really amazing. Big ups to my Battle Axe Warriors and Swollen members, Mad Child Prevail and Rob the Viking, who actually held it down for the Commodore, opening for Tech9. He's on the whole tour. And just what I have in my hand right here, we got a copy of Dope Sick, the last copy that ever came out in Van City. So
shouts out to Mad Child, doing it big for Vancouver.
Yeah.
#1 album in Canada. Is that right?
Yeah, on iTunes. Yeah, it was really incredible for the last few days. And like I said, I had to support my Warriors, and being in some of the videos was totally incredible, especially when they were starting on Armed to the Teeth.
I see you rocking the icy chain with the sapphires, despite being a Battle Axe Warrior.
Yeah,
how does it feel? You're a walking paradox, Archivest.
It's all good, man. Shouts to the Jibway Reservation, and gotta wear it special and bring the good positive energy.
It?
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's good stuff.
I know you into the bracelets and all the good supernatural powers from
Yeah, man, I get metaphysical. I'm the hip hop hippie. You know, I got crystals all up in this beer.
So I had to wear it special. Actually, it's the first time since back in 2010. So I haven't rocked it for a while, you know. And then, you know, had to come with the VIP pass and then Shambhala. Shouts to Dipped on that. Shouts to Dipped all day, you know what I'm saying, for coming out and sporting your boy and appreciating what I've been putting down in the scene. Shouts to my boy Martini all day. Jay Swing, Flip Out, Chemo. That's how we do it, you know what I'm saying?
Strictly original up at Van City.
Yes. That's the
Yes.
original.
How do you keep it original?
I just perfect my craft, you know what I'm saying? I put in my research for my interviews, and I just work, you know. By being in the local scene, I've just been putting it out, like different types of albums and just showcasing people that I think deserve to get put on the map. You know what I mean? And that's how you got to put it down to, like, really, you know, solidify who and what is doing what in the industry, because it's just an incredible feeling if they're really pumping. Shouts to my boy Panther and the Superfly, who have really held it down for Vancouver, and they've gotten their shine and they're moving on. I kind of feel that I've done my thing too, and I wish them only the best, you know. So be on the lookout for that interview coming soon, y'all.
Yeah, you got a lot in the pipeline, don't you?
Definitely. Lots. Another big one that I did, shouts to my boy Dub C. Got to do an interview with him last year. Definitely tried to get Ice Cube due to many dramatical situations and chaos. It should have happened, but, you know, it will happen. I'm not worried about it. It was definitely dope. Held it down with Dub C and been building with him ever since. Definitely got a couple nice tracks out there. Shout out to my boy Vicky Chan, you know, and Dub C and Money Hungry Gang. So it's been definitely really worthwhile for me to come through Vancouver and definitely hold it down. Brought Dub C around, and he definitely got to do some collabs. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's really crazy. Coming up as someone who just looked up to hip hoppers and, like, you know, listen to hip hop in between your headphones to be, like, alive in the flesh. Just me myself now, like, coming in and being who I am. You know, I used to be a little kid, just like rocking Tupac in my headphones. I'm like, yeah, this is shit. And, like, now I'm, like, out here as a part of the community, and it's really amazing because we have an opportunity to put our own, as you said before, put our stamp on it and be like, okay, this is hip hop, and hip hop is not this solid creation. It's a vibrant energy wave, and we're gonna jump in the wave and flow with it, and you know, change it.
Yes, y'all.
Yeah. So your first interview was way back in 2000 and X.
Yeah.
With R.A. the Rugged Man.
Yes.
Tell me how you even got that interview, and what was your motivation behind you know, picking someone's brain like that?
Well, it started back at Monday Night Live. Shouts to my boy Emotions for holding it down for many years. And I actually seen him back in, I believe, '08. It was pretty incredible. Him and Sean Price and Ill Bill. And actually, it was really crazy because he kind of seen that I was kind of that dude with the video camera. And he actually grabbed my camera and, like, shook the hell out of it. And I thought he was going to break it and, like, kick it and all that stuff. And it was really insane. And I was actually kind of a little bit worried. And I figured it was a front and whatnot. It was cool. But and then he got me again. And, you know, I was at the show at Monday Night Live, and he did the same thing, except he did it in a more friendly way because he recognized me. And actually, there was another dude who wanted to capture footage, and he had his little handheld camera. And actually, it was crazy, man. R.A. He just went in, man, and he kicked the camera out of his hand, and it fell to the ground, and dude was, like, tripping, and I filmed it, and I was just like, ha-ha, sucker, some craziness. But, yeah, and then I tried to get him at the end of the show, and I was just like, man, you want to do an interview? Because everyone kept bugging me in Van City. You're so good at what you do. You're an archivist, blah, blah, blah. You know, we want to have you do some interviews, see what you're good at. I was kind of not really... I'll be honest, I wasn't really confident. I wasn't really holding it down. So I just felt, you know, it was kind of something that I could, you know, persevere and be involved with. And then, you know, big shouts to Christine, who was putting on that tour and whatnot, Christine Hunter, and she's up in Nelson now. And yeah, I just got to chill with them and roll out. And ended up going to a pizza spot and just talking about, like, you know, some of his favorite spots in the world and, you know, what he likes to do and whatnot. And it was kind of funny because I didn't have anything written. And, you know, I just ended up working with him. And then we went up into the hotel room, had a couple minutes, and I just did what I could. And I had no education or anything. It was cool, though. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And yeah, it got pretty funny up in there. He did some really funny stunts, but those were actually real. He was just that kind of dude. And shouts to my boy RA. But we actually did the official in January with K.R.I.T. I got to actually do the right interview, and it was actually written in something. But peace to the gods. Hopefully I can get my hard drives back. And,
yeah, that's crazy, being the archivist, not having your archives.
Yeah, well, I've salvaged some stuff. Like, I've been working.
Well, tell the people what happened. I mean, you had 3 separate hard drives, and they all somehow...
Yeah, external hard drives, man. You got to do the duplicate and triple backups because...
Well, you had the triple backup, didn't you?
No, I had one hard drive per
word.
backup.
Wow.
I was just going with it, and
that's some funky metaphysical energy, man. Like, to have 3 things mess up in the same, like, time span like that.
It was in a period of like a month, and it was like one was kind of going, and then I was like, I didn't know what was up with that, and then next thing you know, I got into the next one, and
how were you doing emotionally during that time? I'm just curious, because I feel like all these sorts of things, they are affected by our psyche.
Definitely. I felt like as time was going on, a lot of things have been crumbling around me for the last month and a half, and it's been really frustrating. Like I said, I had these drives, and one was going on me. Then, like, you know, 2-3 weeks later, I had another one crumble. Yes, Vancouver, you all know that, you know, my archives are still there, but, you know, they haven't, like, completely destructed or whatever, but, you know, they're on the back whim right now. It's hard, you know, being a media journalist and, you know, not having the best funding to be able to come through and do what you have to do. You just have to grind. And, you know, big shout outs to QC Creation and Lunettes for holding me down, and YBR all day, and Dipped as well, because, you know, they keep me sporting and looking good. But back to the struggle, like I said, when it comes to the hard drives, you know, I just didn't have backups, and I've just been doing what I've had to do, and, you know, going through it, it's been such a struggle, and the emotional and sensitive side of it has definitely been around me and really affected a lot of things around me. Just like, you know, like last year, I lost a good homie that I was true to for, you know, 12 years, and we made so much music together, and like I said, that was another side of me. Like, I ran a studio, now the studio's gone, and, you know, shouts to my boys in Squamish who are repping right now.
The legendary vocal booth.
Yes. So with
some real legendary classical stuff has been created in there.
Yep.
What you have in there? You had Cannabis.
Yep.
Who else?
Tash. And books from Dawes Effects and Dub C.
Wow.
And it's just amazing energy and just working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, you know, legends are in there doing it. But like I said, so the hard drives have been like such a hard focus. And, you know, like I said, the one went, and then 2 weeks later, the next one started like going weird. But I saved about 80 gigs of all my photos for 2011. And just getting little bits and pieces, and still worried, but now I'm still trying to recover what's left. And then, you know, it was just crazy. Like 3 weeks then, next one, and that was the 2012 drive, which was more than 100 interviews for this year. So I'm pretty on beast mode right now. If I could, and, you know, if people are down to fund it, so I can get these drives back, man, you know, I'll just keep it going. It's youtube.com/thearchivest, THAARCHIVEST, and @RealArchivist on Twitter. Just get at me, man. Let's make this happen. Let's get these archives back up and running. Like I said, the most important is these 2012 archives. I have salvaged a good 20 so far, so I got some stuff on the whim, and I'm still building to create. And many people around me are like, oh, just forget about it, man. Just keep going forward. Just keep pushing. Just keep the power moving. But, you know, there are a lot of things right now and in a bit of a tornado hurricane setting.
You got to use your archivist like skills to find some CIA super agent to go through that, because you know they can do it. You know, the man can do it. Oh,
I got a couple people right now that are in the process of actually doing it. Shouts to my boys, CIA, Criminals in Action, represent Vancouver, Vic Vodka, P-Man, you know, and Stuntman, who've been holding it down for many years. If you don't know about Criminals in Action, it's every motherfucking day. You got to understand that. Back in the late 90s, that'll keep you in tune of what was going on back then. East Side Colin Wood.
Speaking of the late 90s, tell me about the VC Archive.
Yes, the VC Archives was a project, a website which accumulated more than 120,000 hits per year. And it was an amazing album download blog where you could go in and check out free albums.
Is that still online?
No, unfortunately. Due to many things from the interviews, it lost of time and whatnot. I just had to keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, there was a lot. There was like probably more than 5 gigs on there just for free. You could go and download from my boys Bird of Prey to Flip Out to, you know, the QC first tape ever coming through, you know, and yeah, it was just incredible. And then people just started flooding me with like content. And you got to put this up and put that out and represent Vancouver for me. And so it kind of got a little bit overbearing. So I just wanted to try to keep it as 90s as I could. But then kind of it fluctuated and changed. And I was looking for more volunteers. And it's just been frustrating. So, and then secondly, I started the website, which was vchiphopshows.com. And that was really incredible. But, you know, due to many sharks in the industry, they definitely tried to get their half. And that was definitely tough, and we lost that. And
I feel like it'd be very beautiful if you and all the people that, you know, are willing and able to band together and sort of create something similar to what we lost in the VC Archives and write the unwritten story of Vancouver hip-hop and Canadian hip-hop, much like, you know, Joseph Klimke did with Hip Hop A. But to really serialize it and keep it written and have the tradition passed on. And
shouts to my boy Joe. I was also part of the Hip Hop A documentary.
Of course, a lot of footage in there.
Yes, definitely. Shout to my boy Joe who's tuned in, and shouts to my boy Nardwar, definitely who's been my mentor for many years.
Oh, Nardwar's a big homie. Yeah, we love you. Definitely. So much love for Nardwar.
Love you, Nardwar.
He's keeping it funky, man. That's the thing about Nardwar is he has that spirit of spontaneity and challenging perceptions, which is something that I'm all about, as you know, up here on CJSF Breaking Silence. We live with the Archivest. We'll be back after these messages. Stay tuned. Archivest. Ooh, what is this you're handing me?
I'm handing you the autographed CD from Dub C and the Mad Circle. That's how we do it with DJ Crazy Tunes and Dub C. I'm going to play one of my favorite tracks, which inspired me back when I was 17. I was one of the biggest CD collectors around my high school, NWSS, and I had more than 1,000 regular original albums. And this was a song, actually, that it was funny as I used to go through all the old CD stores back in the day, get the used CDs, and just come through. And like I said, I got into this track I didn't even know about. I just actually went by the cover because it's all about, like, you know, Dub C and Crazy Tunes in the background. And like I said, it was just an incredible feeling. So I was just like, man, I'll see who these guys are. And then, you know, I got into West Up. That was my jam for many years. If y'all don't know about Dub C and the Mad Circle Curb Serving, you sleeping, because that was back in 95, straight up representing South Central LA. And yeah, I got to live my dream and chill with Dub C and Crazy Tunes. And, you know, right before I met Ice Cube, like I said, that was the first thing I did. I came right up to Dub C, gave him the CD, and he's like, whoa, he's like, where did you get that? I haven't seen this album in 8 years, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, just sign that, you know what I'm saying? So that's a definitely huge part of me, this track. And I also have my story with Coolio, involved with Dub C and the Mad Circle. So there's definitely two sides. You can watch the Dub C interview and you can watch the Coolio interview. And it's beautiful because it was only 2 weeks in effect when I seen them both and interviewed them both. So yeah, shouts to my boy Jay Swing representing Donnelly Group and Bar None. Put me down on that Coolio tip. That was crazy, man. Definitely.
Word up. So what do you want me to drop off this?
That's how we're doing it. West up.
West up. All right, cool. So this is Break of Silence, West up, y'all. And we'll be back with real info for your brain cavities. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
That's the sound of silence.
That's right.
Moment of silence for our fallen soldier, our fallen comrade, our fallen brother, K.R.I.T. Gone but not forgotten. Fallen from this plane, but rising in another. We are eternal souls. We are whole. Talk to me about what K.R.I.T meant to you.
He was an incredible, inspirational entrepreneur who built Violator. And I had an amazing, incredible interview with cool DJ Red Alert, who was a forefather of hip-hop. Who's definitely held it down. And we mentioned K.R.I.T in the interview and what he built off many, many legends to get them where they are. And yeah, I mean, he was just one of the ones who held it down, from Tribe Called Quest to Jungle Brothers. May he rest in peace. It was just, 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes and P. Diddy. And, he was just a really amazing person who I never got to meet. I always wished to, if I went to NYC in the Bronx there. But, yeah, it was just, he's one of those people that I really admired, and I had to share it with everybody. It's an emotional feeling every time, and I will be real with you all on this. Every time I hear a fallen soldier from the industry fall or pass on, it's an emotional, sensitive issue for me. Every time I listen to someone or something happen like that, I tend to lose it for a day, and I don't really worry about anything except just grieve and mourn the person that has no longer be with us. So
I think it's interesting how people can respond, because we can have that reaction, and that's perfectly human, and we can honor that. But as the saying goes, celebrate that we're so blessed to appreciate that soul's presence and interact with them and live that life.
And rest in peace to one of my hugest friends, fallen soldiers, Rasul. Ali Rasul made an album called Writing Colors, and we recorded it. It's an incredible album. It got put in Juice magazine in Germany. He was part of the group Square One, and he actually encouraged me to push me to where I am at right now. He was the start and the fire for me to start interviewing people. And he was an amazing person, like I said, from Square One. Then we had Opium Volume 1 and 2. And then, we went into the Writing Colors album. And, it was me and Deja. We were part of it. And I recorded about 10 songs in my booth. And I learned a hell of a lot. Like I said, he's the Rakim of Europe, rocking crowds of 30,000 people, opening for Gangstar. Incredible. And, it's another piece of my history where I've kind of been put. And I sure learned a lot, man, from going to Happy Sushi and being lectured every 3 hours, sitting there. He's just telling me off what I shouldn't be doing or how I should be doing it or whatever. And one thing, he was one of the most hugest critics of a restaurant. So you could bring him there and he would tell you everything bad about it. And it was like never perfect. And then I took him to Happy Sushi and he fell in love with the spot. And that's the only spot we ate. And he used to lecture me for like 4 hours at a time. It was pretty crazy. what I couldn't do, how I need to do it better, etc. But yeah, rest in peace to my boy, man, Ali Rasul.
Rest in peace. Were you a big fan of Big Pun growing up?
Yeah, Capital Punishment was huge when I was growing up. That was still not a player. That was a big track, man.
I was listening to your Shock G interview, and then I did a little bit of research. I'm so excited for that. I read up on when Digital Underground was doing a song with Big Pun, and this was towards the end of his career, or towards the end of his life. Sorry, and it was funny. He ordered like food, like 3 bags of food to the studio, and then he called ahead to the studio to make sure that the bags had arrived before he decided to leave and show up. And when he got into the booth, like, he had to sit down, eat his food, and rap like 1 line at a time because he was heavy like that. Heavy in the game, but beautiful soul once again.
And shouts to my boy Ernie Panicoli of the Zulu Nation, brother who's held it down for many years, another archivist from New York City who's definitely held it down, and he has personal photo shoots with Big Pun.
Is the Zulu Nation active in Vancouver? Do we have a branch?
Shouts to my boy Flip Out. He definitely has his chaptered chain. I'd definitely be interested in building a Zulu Nation.
Yeah, we should do that.
And
we'll connect after this interview for that.
My boy Asun in Seattle, he holds it down for Zulu Nation 206. So yeah, it's definitely beautiful. And my boy Spelly Spell, who actually started a chapter in New Zealand, interviewed
all around
him.
the world, all around the world.
Yeah, for the Red Bull 3-on-3 World DJ Championships, he was in the finalists, and I got to talk to him a little bit about the Zulu Nation chapter in New Zealand. It was a beautiful feeling.
Waking up in the morning, that's a beautiful feeling.
Yes, it's very important to thank yourself, thank the universe for having a beautiful day, being able to breathe, and being able to live and survive and enjoy everything around you. Many people that I know about, just every morning, man, thanking the world, the universe, for waking up, breathing, being alive. Shouts to Melly Mel and many Golden Era legends like Kool Herc, Coke La Rock, DJ Ice, that actually definitely expressed that. Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash. I hear that every morning. DJ Dummy, thank you. I appreciate to breathe and wake up and thank God, thank the universe. It's a beautiful feeling.
Gratitude is the attitude.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing us to live this life. So what is this you're handing me, man? I remember I ran into, the first time I ran into was outside of the Media Club. Thank you. During a King of the Dot battle, and you handed me one of these bad boys, Legends of the Fame trading cards.
By my boy Freddie Fame from Toronto. I was definitely part of the shoot out here. We got 12 to 13 cards. Yours truly is on that. I wanted to bring you a gift so you can open a pack for yourself and see if you get someone from Vancouver that's exclusive.
Wow. Well, I got this one here with Prevail on it, and I kind of want to keep it pristine and not open it, but I'm gonna have to open it. All right, let's see what I got.
Shouts to my boy Freddie Fame, who definitely held it down, and we came out here and did the cards. Just so y'all know, I am the West Coast distributor for the Legends of the Fame trading cards, hip-hop trading cards for Canada. If you want to get on a card, let me know. I can definitely get you put on. We definitely need a bio, a white background, a professional photo shoot, unedited.
Oh, wow. You open this up and you get an opportunity to perform, too. You just contact Freddie Fame, 647-880-6332. That's right. What's up.
Yeah, definitely.
Where's he located?
In Toronto. Word.
Okay, I'm gonna get out to the T-Dot.
And shouts to my boy Lil T and Sean Wells, who definitely hold it down for Main Street Live.
Oh, yes.
We are actually going to work on Main Street Live in Toronto.
Yeah.
We're going to branch out.
That's amazing.
With Freddie Fame.
Dope.
Like I said, we usually got Halifax, Montreal, Vancouver, We're definitely building with
See,
Winnipeg.
y'all need to get some like shiny holographic cards.
We actually do have them.
Oh, word.
We have one of Sazon Diamante, which was auctioned off for $1,000.
Ms. Thang.
There you go. An OG. Shouts to Miss Thang. I put her on.
Yeah.
She's one of the battle MCs back in 102.7 days, back in the late 90s. You can check her out. Okay, so you got Miss Thang, which is officially from Vancouver in that
Wow.
pack.
Yeah, I'm about to do my history on her.
Yeah, she's been holding it down for a minute, man. She got some raunchy
Oh, you got the
lyrics.
government names on here and everything.
And then I want to present to you a couple of the OG cards. You get a choice who you want to pick from the collection.
Oh, son.
Who do we got in there?
Son. You got all the legends. You got Madchild, Prevail, Rob the Viking, DJ Chemo, Fit, Checkmate, Concise. I should get the Checkmate to complete my Concise. But let me see who else is up in here. Heatwave, Kiprios, C Infamous, and Ms. Thang.
Shouts to my boy Mocha Only.
Yes, infinite love from Mocha O, man. Oh, so how many do you have of each? Like how many Prevails are there floating around in the world? Do I have the only one?
There's quite a good few, but like I said, the Mad Child, my card, Mocha's card. There's quite a few cards in Vancouver that are quite rare to find. Flip out, you know.
Word.
There's a couple that are very, very rare to not be able to get access to. I gotta only give you one pack. You know what I'm saying? But
Snap, I'm kind of rethinking my decision now. I should have got the Mad Child to go with my Mad Dope.
yeah, definitely.
I love that video too. Did you see that with Matt Brev and man, just like the artistry in that, like the whole set design and wow, it's just amazing. What was the name of that song? I should know
Jitters.
this as a DJ. Jitters, yes. Man, that's crazy. We're
Shouts to my boy
probably gonna have to
Matt
play that a
Brevner.
little bit later.
Yeah, that's how we do it. NWSS all day. Shouts to my boy Justin Morneau, Jakin, Matt Brevner, and obviously myself. We're all from New West back in the day. So, yeah, we can definitely get into it. If you want to step up on those levels, make sure that's how you get with it with Archivest.
Word, ain't that true?
Yes,
Everyone has an opinion.
that's how it is. How we do it. That's what I feel, what I've gone through in order to be who I am. So I had to share that.
Parents just don't understand sometimes.
That was my first track that I ever heard in hip hop, just so you know. I was 8 years old.
Wow. Yeah, man, I was feeling that. Especially Pete Rock on the end there, man. That guy's a straight soul brother. For real. That's not just a name. That's for real. You can feel it. You can feel it glow through.
I was in that side, man. 3-6 Mafia, you know what I'm saying? I was part of that No Limit.
666.
I was into all that. And what it came down with is I was just into hip hop. Like, I didn't know really about that. Came from Dre the Chronic. Came from Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, Warren G, Regulate. And after that, I dug into the underground back in 03. And that was it. I just started getting into it and pursuing it. And like I said, I dropped an album called Instruction and Exposure. Shouts to Grant P, who linked me beats. Made me like 5 beats there. And it's a crazy album, man. 27 tracks unreleased. Just did my thing. Very free, very underground.
Yes. You gotta be free.
And had to release The Black Hole, which kind of dropped my thing, like with the whole negative vibe, because that was just something I had to do, man. That was like 8 years of just like compressed. Had to let go of it. So it's a good feeling, and let go of that. Went to the Instruction and Exposure, did a bunch of other stuff, different projects, worked with different artists that were coming up in the game and whatnot. Kind of gave them their shine and their foundation to where they started. Quite a few, and then just from there it was like start on the Purpose and Reason compilation and did some real sick tracks like Technophobia.
Putting
You
in
didn't
a
hear
lot
that
of
one.
work. No, I didn't.
Didi Cascade and Athena. And then, yeah, man, with Speeches Beyond and Anonymous called Listen Up. That was on the Mao compilation back in like 09. Make sure you get that yellow cover if you know what's up with that. Get them stickers. But yeah, my track's on there, man. That shit's fire, dude.
It's out there.
Straight up like on some revolutionary shit.
The truth is out there.
But yeah, after the interviews, man,
Was it in here?
I just got into it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do much of the music thing, and yeah, man, I had many things I was going to create from there, but just so much other time and so many other things.
Well, I saw this great picture on Facebook today, and it had a bunch of people who made it. Bill Gates, he didn't graduate university. A lot of the greats, life is not about what you haven't been able to do in the past. It's about what you still can do, and you can do anything if you put your mind to it. So don't get caught up in the stories of, oh man, like I missed this chance, missed that opportunity.
You got to break down doors. You got to do it mentally. This is the thing. This is some crazy, like, not even to say spiritual, universal energy, but back when I listened to KRS-One, I think it was his album back in 05, because I used to just sit there as like an archiver and tune in, you know what I'm saying? Late nights,
Lose
put on the
yourself in the
headphones,
music.
go through 3 albums a night and just get into it. And then when I felt it, I was like, man, one day I was just laying in bed and I'm like, I am going to meet KRS-One. I'm going to do this. And literally in my dream, it happened.
Yeah.
And then what happened? 8 years later, bang, I interviewed KRS-One for an hour and a half.
Yes.
Canadian history. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Shock G and Ernie Panicoli who put me down on that.
Word. That's amazing. That's
what
beautiful,
it is,
man. That's the way to really listen to music too, is like put on a good pair of headphones, close your eyes, and lose yourself in the music. No self, just music. Front to back.
DJ Premier and K.R.I.T gave me their top 5.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Check out the interview.
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to do that. So the interviews are up at youtube.com/.
The Archivest. THAARCHIVEST. Be sure to subscribe, leave comments in good positive shape and form, and Twitter at Real Archivest. That's how we do it.
Word. What's your process like? Like, how do you pick who you're going to interview, and then like what do you do from that moment until the conception of the image on the computer screen?
Man, I just get them invites and man, crazy shout outs to G-Man and Risk and Fortune Sound Club and Commodore and Timber and
I really got to interrupt you for a second and just say like infinite love for Fortune Sound Club, because that place has an amazing energy. Like, you guys are doing it right.
That's my peoples, man. Real OGs of the city who have been doing it for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And
actually.
and like I said, the process is finding out dates, different people. Like I just found out recently, like probably it was like 2 months ago, that Wiz will be coming in. And, I already had the advanced date and now I know and how to plan, It's just reaching for the top, making the grind. And like I said, when you go into the depths of like looking, you got to search for names. You got to find out who's doing what. You got to find
Are you a licensed private eye?
No, but that's how I do it, man.
But I'm trying to find someone. You think you'd help me out?
Yeah, I got a couple.
We'll talk about it off air.
But by getting into it, I just get into the search mode and just don't really worry about...
I need you to come over to my crib and find my remote, too.
Okay. Yeah, you got to stay organized on all your game. Like, I got binders of all the pieces of paper, you know what I'm saying, that are all signed and all that. But like I said, I pretty much go private eye. I go investigative operatives. That's how I do it. And I look for the different people who are involved, and I just stay on my grind.
Have you ever, like, waited outside the airport to, like, catch them at the flight and, like, track them around town?
I got homies that do that.
Really?
They actually take shots when they come in and out, different actors and stuff like that. And but like I said, I have done the wait process, usually when it comes to the shows. And, that's kind of how I do get things done. Shouts to Drake. I met him. I got my autograph, custom autograph. And, yeah, man, I chased him around the city for 14 hours. and I met him. And I got an autograph and interviewed P. Rain and met Charlie Brown, a couple other homies. And it was crazy, man. I met Drake in July of 2010 when he came here for the Center for Performing Arts. It was incredible. Like, a lot of energy went into that.
Yeah.
And shouts to my boy, DJ Chisel, who was on the behind the scenes. He was my driver that day. Because, we did ambush Drake, man. And he was like 15 deep. And I met up with him, and it was good. It was all love. He knows my name, what's good, and like I said, shouts to OVOXO. I mean, yeah, I mean, like when I met Pete Rock the first time, and then he came back when he was with Premier, and he popped out the 7-Eleven and seen me, and he's like, "Oh, what up, my man, Archivest?" I was like, "Yeah, that's where I got the monumental Smith and Wesson signed," and that's where the history was made. And I got to definitely interview them the next day, and that was at the Red Bull 3-on-3 World DJ Championship. Shout to Red Bull all day for that. That was incredible, man. Working with Just Blaze on that too.
That's not a fake shout out. He has like 2 cans of Red Bull in the studio. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All day, all night. Where are you going from here, man? Are you retiring? Because I've been hearing the street's been talking. What's going on?
Yeah, well, it's a never-ending victory from where I'm at right now. There's a lot of things that have been talked about and kind of going around, and like I said, I'm through a crazy life spiral right now, which is going up or down for a bit. I may take a break for a while. I am just chasing what I need to chase in order to put into my vision of what I can focus on and kind of have arm's reach at. I'm not trying to struggle. I'm not trying to run after. I'm not trying to believe and get it. I'm just going to go with it. And if it's there, it's there. If it's not, then so be it. I have to pursue the next. But I have a lot of other things that I've been having to deal with for the last little while, and it's been rather very difficult, like I said, from the electronics to all these different things. And yeah, it's been a very hard challenge to do what I'm doing, and just kind of going with it. And yeah, it's just been some never-ending sagas of Golden Era, going through the different spiritual tendencies, and energies. Yeah, and where the retiring fact came from was just, if I can handle by staying in the city, or if I have to go outside the city, and I cannot force the energies that I'm going against right now. So I just have to kind of be a little bit more free and open-minded and focus on other things that I'm kind of not happy about, but it is time, and I am a late bloomer at everything that I've done in my whole life. So,
I say no! You were perfectly on time.
Yeah, well,
everything is.
So moving on from it, I do love hip-hop. I do love the city. What up to my haters, my supporters, my true blue
I mean, who's going to be recording all the hip-hop shows now?
It's just tough, man.
We're going to have to program like an Archivest robot to show up to Main Street Live.
I really wish it could be just that easy, but, the cost of living is just insane. And
yeah, the cost of robot circuitry is pretty high, too.
Especially when you do this freelance and you're not getting anything from it, the support or wherever you're trying to force it into, it's just not really come your way, and you've just done everything you possibly can. Like, I've literally been like a live wire for so long that I've got to run free, and now I'm at the point where there might be just new things that I have to pursue and just carry on with. And I'm not very happy about it, but I just have to stay positive. And I'm not really proud to be where I'm from, as in like representing and living in that city. But, it's just like I said, the cost of living, things are just crazy nowadays, and it's a whirlwind and a half. And I've enjoyed what I've had, man. Like, I cannot complain. I have been a king with the kingdom of my own palace, okay? No one can say that I've never had it that bad. Shouts out to everybody who's always holding it down for me and always come through. It's been a tough road, but, it's just like I said, so many things have gone on, and if I had a larger team that was willing to contribute and really put into what I've been doing, it might have been a little bit easier. But when you're a one-man guerrilla boss bulldozing machine and you can only do it yourself and you can only take on the industry yourself, it's very, very tough. So with that energy that I've put out, I hope to get back. I know I'm already in the history books, you know, and I do plan to come out with a lot of other things that I can focus on that I've already conducted. So
you could write your own book.
And that's where I'm at. I can actually do that. It's actually there. So, you know, and it can be in a lot of different opinions and testaments of what I'm trying to conduct. But, you know, it takes that team too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got the photos, I got the archives, I got, you know, the scrapbook. Like, there's so much I can do with what I already have. It's just the power. Like, filming more than 3,000 shows, way more even. I've been attending and just holding it down for so long, and like, yeah, man, like I've created a legacy. I've been called a legend. You know, I'm still humble about it.
What's your fondest memory of being the Archivest?
Fondest memory?
Yeah. Mr. Archivest, what is your fondest memory in your long historied career as a hip-hop-parazzi?
As a hip-hop-parazzi, yeah, I would say meeting Drake, y'all. That was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, 14 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, being able to like conduct and like meet him and just like hold it down, that was just like an incredible feeling, you know what I'm saying?
What you got in there, you little bag of tricks?
I got batteries and shit.
Oh, word.
Documenting behind the scenes is how we do it. So yeah, just by being involved with that and you know, like I said, that would be a fondest memory. Like I said, and another one, shouts to all my OGs in Van City. Flip Out passed me down the Elements magazines, you know, Bird of Prey passing me down like different flyers, you know what I'm saying? Blaze from FWH passing me down the portrait, the canvas. It says "fuck what you heard" in graffiti. It's amazing. So the Van City memories, emotions, just passing me down different unreleased footage and whatnot. That's true though. Yeah, man, to perfect my craft and do what I was doing. And all those haters that try to sabotage and make sure I couldn't do it, you know, I'm happy to do what I did. I just hold it.
Hate is fuel for motivation, right?
And I behold what I've done, you know, like
It all has its purpose.
the Black Hole Unreleased is meant to be on the shelf. It's not meant to be showcased, you know what I'm saying? The Instruction and Exposure is something that is meant to be showcased.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, the Christian Hip Hop C, Fathom and Benevolence was, you know, something that I was part of. I was part of a ministry. I was part of a organization because I had to let go of the hip hop scene for a while. I had to kind of focus and pursue something else. And that kind of changed. So, you know, and I only wrote that in 2 weeks.
Word.
Just being inspired by, you know, going to the United States and just pursuing and doing that. And it was an amazing project. You know, I was happy to do it. And like I said, The Purpose and Reason has a lot of incredible tracks on there. And I mean, yeah, like, you know, after the interviews and all that and a bit of the ego and the bravado definitely changed my thought of music too, you know? Like, I'm really on that, like, that tip that you necessarily are speaking about. And for me, it's like, that's what I'm fueled. That's the power. That's what I'm feeling of in order to keep doing what I'm doing, because the industry is an ugly place. I will definitely say that. It's an ugly game when you are in the main vibe and the spotlight is on you. So you just have to focus on really what you want to put into that.
You get what you put in.
Yes, definitely.
Ultimately. Pleasure having you here, man.
Thanks, my man.
Hopefully we let the people dive into the mad mind of the Archivest and get a little bit of that essence of that hustle, man, because you hustle like day in, day out. You're working, and that's very respectable. This is I Rise and the Archivest.
Shout outs to ATL, being part of IIP TV, a blog poster out there. And Grind Time Rap Gang, Bang Bang Bang, Grind Time Official, and my boy Killer Mike.
All right, this is I Rise and the Archivist signing off from Break of Silence Radio. Any last words, my man?
It's the Archivist, and you already know the name, y'all. At Real Archivist, youtube.com/The Archivist. That's how we do it, man. More than 450,000 upload views. Thank you for your support. Appreciate Vancouver. Appreciate Canada. North America as abroad. You know what I'm saying? Just doing it. Keep pursuing. And really just being focused on what I need to do. And if I do take a step back for a while, just understand why. Because we are all in a struggle together. And we need to do what we need to do to keep it going and moving. But I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying in it for a minute. And I'm in it to win it. So remember that. You know what I'm saying? It's the Archivist, y'all. Yep.
Love is the truth. Love is the answer. Break of Silence, 90.1.